Episode 1 of Pluribus begins with a countdown. We are 439 days and 19 hours away until a mysterious event will enslave all of humanity. With time ticking, an extraterrestrial signal from outer space flashes up on the servers at NASA. As more people get involved, they all draw the same unspoken conclusion. This is coming from 600 light years away, and one of the men seems to understand what this code is. Fast forward to 71 days and 13 hours left, and we catch up with Carol Sturcker. She's the latest Rebecca Yarros, Colleen Hoover sensation, and her romantasy book has seen a whole rabble of women arrive to hang on her every word as she reads a speculative historical romance fiction. While Carol's fans adore her work, Carol herself sees it as mindless crap. She's with her partner Helen, and these two are going to be important figureheads going forward. For now though, we jump to 29 days and 23 hours. A couple of lab scientists are testing mice, but when one of them plays dead, the mice that is, Jen opens the cage to check for a heartbeat. Unfortunately, it bites her and Jen immediately begins seizing. Her partner throws her into decontamination, but it's no good. It seems like Jen has been infected with an unknown virus. This virus appears to be spread through kissing, and it doesn't take long for the entire lab to be contaminated. Eerily, the men and women here silently work in sync, taking mouth swabs in petri dishes. Jen even licks every donut out in the foyer to make sure this virus spreads further. The next scene, we are 3 hours out from the big main event. Carol and Helen head to the bar, where Carol ruminates over whether to ditch her trashy fiction and work on her serious book instead. Heading outside for a smoke, Carol notices all the plane trails up in the air, running parallel and in sync. What she's unaware of though is that the airbase nearby is on lockdown. She snaps out of her chat by a guy getting into his pickup and immediately crashing in the parking lot. Unfortunately, Helen also winds up infected, and it doesn't take long for Carol to realise this is a widespread phenomenon. Inside the bar, everyone is seizing, and Carol appears to be the only one here unaffected. She takes the pickup, loads Helen in the back, and watches in horror as she overlooks the city on fire. Now everybody's facing the same issue, and the only person through all of this that's not affected happens to be Carol. When Helen passes away, everybody else in the general area suddenly snaps out of their trance and confront Carol. One of the doctors tries to kiss her, which doesn't seem to work in spreading the virus, and when they all say in unison, "We just want to help Carol," she grabs the pickup and takes off. Now as she drives, people work together to put out the fires, but they also watch Carol drive by too. Some even walk in the same direction as her stolen pickup. Now Carol manages to keep it together long enough to drive back home, where two of her neighbour's children speak together and tell her where her spare key is. Now inside her house, Carol watches as the entranced masses load up the deceased into a truck. Turning on the TV, the only message on the news happens to be one directed at Carol, telling her to give a call whenever she's ready. Pouring herself a glass of touch courage, Carol manages to speak to the senior most official in the government, who tells her that she's safe and should stay at home for the next few days. Apparently these guys are beneficiaries of extraterrestrial technology. Now 14 months ago, this radio signal was detected as we know, but it turns out the signal was actually a recipe which was recreated in a lab. This psychic glue bound everyone together as one hive mind. Apparently there are 11 individuals in total that have been unaffected by this around the globe. Unfortunately, the collective want Helen to join them, and that is where episode 1 of Pluribus comes to an eerie end. So Vince Gilligan is back, and Pluribus looks set to take the sci-fi world by storm. The first chapter gets things off to an excellent start here, with great camera work, editing and characterization across the board. The countdown is suitably eerie as we build up to that final crescendo, while there's a slight dab of satire thrown in with the way Carol is this big time speculative fiction writer. The entire episode has this great atmosphere as I said, and the petri dish scene in particular was very eerie and spine chilling. The collective seems to have a lot of similarities to the Borg from Star Trek 2, but it'll be interesting to see if Pluribus has a similarly bleak outlook. However, the show also dabbles in humour too, and it blends that nicely in with the horror and sci-fi elements. With another episode released today, hopefully we'll get some answers, but the end bit of Expedition does an excellent job all the same of filling in the blanks for the questions gleaned during the opening montage parts. If this is a sign of things to come, we should be in for quite a treat. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.